Welcome back to the Daily Taoist Podcast with Will S. We are talking about the Tao Te Ching, how to get back into spirit and alignment with the way, and come back into balance with the natural way and the natural world. The Tao Te Ching was written around 2,500 years ago by a man named Lao-Tzu. It is one of the oldest texts in existence and certainly one of the wisest. Its wisdom is timeless, and its message is as relevant and important now as it was back then, if not more so. It is vital that we learn to come back into balance with the natural world, to live in a more harmonious and selfless way, and the Tao Te Ching beautifully instructs us in bringing ourselves and our lives into alignment with the Tao. Today I will be talking about verse 35. Verse 35. All come to she who keeps to the one. She who stays centered in the Tao can go where she wishes without danger. She perceives the universal harmony amid great pain, even because she has found the place in her heart. Music and dining are passing pleasures that make people stop and enjoy. But words spoken of the Tao seem to them boring and stale. When you look for it, there is nothing to see. When you listen for it, there is nothing to hear. Yet when you use it, it is inexhaustible. The majority of people are trapped on the level of form and sense perception, which is a superficial mode of relating to life. Many only seek tangible sensory pleasures when encountering words of truth that point to the underlying root of creation. They are likely to be disinterested or to find such talk nonsensical and boring. This, however, is their great loss, because, as one translation of this verse exclaims, how bland and insipid are the things of this world when one compares them to the Tao. There may be nothing to see and nothing to hear, but the Tao and its application is inexhaustible, for it is the essence of which all life is derived. It is the very paper upon which pages of the book of life are scribed. Without them, there would be nothing. It is said that she who follows the way of the Tao will draw the world into her steps. For such a person has found peace and tranquility in her heart, and a radiant quality that tends to draw people of good virtue and repel those who lack integrity. When we have found peace within ourselves, in spite of whatever might be happening in the outer world or that which we call our lives, we reach a state of integrity and authenticity. And that's more precious than anything in this world. Yeah, this is kind of a profound verse. And it really draws true lately for me, especially for such a person who has found peace and tranquility. A radiant quality tends to draw people of good virtue and repel those who lack integrity. We're living through some very unprecedented times, and there are people in my life that I thought I could count on or were going to be in my life for a long time. And it turns out that, unfortunately, they were kind of wolves in sheep's clothing. I've gone through this before. I've had to let go of relationships with people and friendships with people that I had been in my life for quite some time, just because there was no sense of mutual reciprocation, um, or even a celebration of the things that I'm working towards. Right? I always say, well, not I always say, but there is the psychological, or the popular psychology says that you are the aggregate of the five most people that you spend the most time with, whether that's in person or in your online world. The five people that are, that you frequently interact with, you will you be you will tend to take on the qualities that they are embodying. So if you hang around with people who are drug addicts, lack integrity, and aren't progressing in their life, they just want to sit around and watch television and basically, um, just do nothing, not contribute in any meaningful way to the world, and especially if they're complaining, if they complain a lot. The thing that I've come to understand about complaining is that a complaint is just a complaint is just a indication that you need to make a change, right? Like, for example, if you're complaining about it being cold, then put on a sweater or turn up the heat. You know, and people who gossip about other people, um, generally you don't want to have these people in your life, because you if you are a person of good virtue and you put out the energy in the world that I am virtuous, I have integrity, um, those are the like-minded spirits, if you will. Like, life is all of life, all of creation, all of the Tao is really about energy and vibration. And not that we're always going to be in the peak state of vibration all the time. That's kind of a hard thing to do as a human, living a spiritual existence. But um, what you want to do is you want to maintain a sense of equilibrium, and definitely attract the vibrational and the the type of energy that fills you up and doesn't deplete you. So there's another word for the type of people that take your energy. Those are called psychic vampires. Um, and I have dealt with quite a few psychic vampires in my life. I grew up being raised by one. I'm not going to name any names, but one of my parents is a psychic vampire, and I have to very much limit my interactions with them. I love them, but I have to love them from a distance, and I have to put up my own bubble, my own shield, when I'm around them or when I speak to them, because if I don't, they are going to sap the energy that I need to do for other things, like make this podcast, go to work. Um, we're always constantly trying to manage our energy levels, and if we can dial in the people in our lives that are of good virtue, that are on a path to health, wealth, and abundance. You want to have those five people healthy, wealthy, and wise, because you'll be the sixth person on that path, right? Because you're like, oh, that was, my friend, for my friend John, he's on a really good path, and we speak on a regular basis, and we pull each other up, and we refill each other's energy banks, right? We tend not to have negative, drawn out conversations. Yes, we'll have candid conversations, but we're always talking about where we're going and the type of life that we want to build for ourselves, not negativity, not gossiping. It's a very give and take um, uh, relationship, and it's something we've built over 10 years. And the people in my life that tend to stick are the people that reach out to me, the people that I get energy from, not take energy away from. And it's not just my lesson, but it's a lesson for all people striving to become better in their lives. If you really want to attract health, wealth, and abundance, you need to get around that tribe of individuals that are on the path to health, wealth, and abundance. Right? It's the whole idea of a celebrator versus a tolerator, and a user versus a giver. I have done my very best to show people in my life the path, a way forward that makes your life like feeling less resistance in life. And this podcast is really part of that journey. I get a lot out of doing the podcast. I do it for me, and I do it for other people. I come back and I re-listen to these episodes every once in a while just to get the bearings, relearn a lesson that I may have forgotten. Right? Life is a continual learning process, and it never stops. I also want to thank the feed spot. Just got an email about it. FeedSpot top 15 Taoism podcast. So we are in the top 15. I will make a link to it. The website is FeedSpot. So we actually made 9 out of 15 in the Taoism space. So thanks, FeedSpot. Coming for you. Coming for you, number one. I want to be in the top 5. Let's see. If I could be the top 5, geez. It's not up to me, right? That's the way the Tao is, right? You have to let go of your attachments to things. And honestly, I need to let go of the ego attachment that I'm on a list. Like, oh, I'm on a list. Be like, okay, cool. But I did want to make a shout out to FeedSpot for featuring me, featuring the podcast. If you are out there cruising the internet and you would like to learn more about the Tao Te Ching, getting back into spirit and alignment with the way, the Beatitudes, and sometimes Stoicism, check out www.thedailytaoist.com. You can check out the website. You can buy me a coffee, $5 via PayPal, just so I can keep creating good content. At some point here, I might put a mailing list on there for subscribers. I'm not sure where this is going, and I'm really like, I'm not, what's the word? I'm not anti monetization. It's just when you tend to monetize something, it loses the integrity that it has. And I think that's what a lot of people forget about content creation. You need to do the content for the love of creation, not because you think you're going to get something out of it. And that's with pretty much everything in life nowadays. I do this because I feel it provides value. So if you value the Tao Te Ching, getting in spirit and alignment with the way, check out my podcast, buy me a coffee, upvote my stuff on FeedSpot, and like, subscribe, and share on your favorite platforms. YouTube would be the best one to help me out if you want to become a follower or a subscriber on there. Just hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Other than that, guys, remember, once again, you are a celestial being having a human experience. I love each and every one of you on this planet. I know that sounds very grandiose, but I really do. Remember, keep the top 5 in mind, and don't hang around people who are on a non-virtuous, non-integral path. Hang around the people that are lifting you up, not pulling you down. And in other words, hang around sails, not anchors. I've had to let at least 3 anchors go this year, and it's for the best for both of us, I think. All right. Have yourself a great and prosperous day, wherever you are in the universe, the Mandelbrot or otherwise. Namaste, from Will S. at the Daily Taoist.